Hi everyone, welcome back. This is part 2 of the Victorian country house for a set of grandparents and their grandchildren who have just moved into the house. If you haven't seen part 1, which is the exterior build of the house and all the landscaping, then be sure to go check it out. It should be the video right before this one. In this video, like I said, we're going to be doing all of the interiors, so I'll be working on like the floor plan and all of the bedrooms and bathrooms and everything. So first off, we're starting with the porch area, and I do change around almost everything that I'm putting down right now. For this build, I wanted it to be more cozy and traditional since I felt like that fit the grandparents' personality. On the wraparound porch, I have a few seating areas. I imagine that the grandmother loved being outside. She loved entertaining people, and like all the time she would bring like an ice cold pitcher of lemonade or something outside, and the family and the children would just sit around and discuss their days and everything. Here I am just changing and rearranging a few things on the porch. I add this little dining room table and chairs, and like I said in the last video, I did forget to include a grill in this build. So if you want your Sims to be able to go outside and grill some food, then that might be a good area to put it, or you can put it over by the gazebo in the backyard. And over here I include the don't wake your llama don't wake the llama set. So I imagine that the kids like once they make friends, they would like to invite them over, or just the grandparents and the kids would like to play the game with each other. I struggled with this floor plan for a good while, as you can see. I'm not the best at floor plans. I'm still working on my skills in that area. But I don't know why. This one I just had a lot of trouble getting the floor plan to something that I was happy enough with. But in the end, I do get it. And the downstairs, it has, you know, the living room, kitchen, dining room, but it also has the office. It has a little laundry room and a downstairs like half bathroom. And then the upstairs, we have 3 bedrooms, so one for the grandparents, one for the teenage daughter, and one for the child-aged son or grandson. And then we have 2 full bathrooms upstairs. So here I am working on the floors in the entryway. At first I was thinking, this was before I even came up with the family that was gonna live here, so in the beginning I was thinking of maybe going for a more modernized or like fancy kind of interior. And then once I work on the grandpa's office, that's when I kind of started coming up with an idea for the family, and that's when I changed most of the stuff into a more country, casual, cozy kind of style. In the office is where I came up with the idea for the grandpa. I imagined that he was a retired professor. I thought that he could have taught history or English, but I was leaning a little bit more towards history, and I gave him a bunch of kind of historical artifact type items in his office. So I gave him like the globe, some books, and a few statues. And then over on the grandpa's desk, I gave him this dog statue because I did imagine that they had a family dog. And then for the grandpa, I imagined that he was more of a very neat and tidy, and he was very specific about his things. He didn't like it when the kids or anybody went into his office because they would just, rearrange things, and that would just completely throw him off. So I also imagined that he was a little bit more on the strict side in regards to like the children and stuff. I did include this little homemade flower decoration, and I thought that it would be cool if maybe the grandson created that for him, and he wanted to put it in his office because he really treasured it. So that was like the one item in his office that kind of like didn't match his like the decor style and everything, but it was really special to him. Moving on to the living room, the room was a little bit of a odd shape, and it's also pretty tiny, but I felt like that kind of went with the cozy kind of vibes that I was trying to achieve. So I do give them this fireplace, and I just remembered that I forgot to give them a fire, like a chimney outside. So if you want the build to be more accurate to like the inside of the house, then you should definitely add a chimney, but I kind of forgot to do that. But over in this side, I was thinking of maybe giving the grandma another flower arranging table and kind of making that the mud room for the backyard. But then I go ahead and change that, and I make that the laundry room, and I felt like that kind of suited the build a little bit better since I already had the flower arranging tables in the garden. In the kitchen, I used the tile wallpaper from Parenthood, and then the brick wallpaper that I add throughout the house is from Realm of Magic, I believe. And I really liked how the kitchen turned out. I also used the refrigerator and the oven from the Country Kitchen Kit. I always forget that name. But yeah, I thought that was very fitting to the style that I was trying to go for. And then over in the other corner on the other side of the kitchen, since this was a little bit oddly shaped, like the kitchen was really long, so I kind of had some trouble figuring out what I wanted to put on the other side of the kitchen, but I ended up going with a little hutch that had some dining dishes inside of it, and I also put some fish plaques above it because I figured that the grandpa, maybe he liked to go fishing. So now onto the dining room. This room is also another very small room, but everything should be functional. And I went with these chairs from Cats and Dogs. They are the blue ones, or with the blue pillow and the orangey kind of darker wood. I felt like that brought a lot of warmth into the room. And there I am adding those teacher awards into the grandpa's office because I remembered that we had them from the university pack. I decorate the upstairs hallway pretty simply. Eventually I do move the door that's in front of the stairs somewhere else because I remembered that was the door to the master bathroom and I wanted them to be able to access that from the master bedroom and not the hallway. Moving on to the grandson's room. Like I said, I imagine that he was into really anything science related, but especially space and chemistry. So in here, I do give him a few space items. I give him the little rocket ship lamp, and then I give him one of the kids' like project boxes and a poster that has the rocket ship on it. And then I do give him the little chemistry set, which I felt like that fit him pretty well. And then I gave him these trophies because I figured he's a super smart sim and wins all kinds of academic awards at school. I really wanted to give him this globe. I was thinking maybe the grandfather gave it to him as a present at one point because he really wanted the grandson to learn more about history and stuff, but the room was really small and I didn't really have space for it. Moving on to the teenage granddaughter's room, I imagine she was an aspiring fashion designer. She loved everything fashion. Her favorite color was like a pink color. She was super girly, and I imagine that these wooden wardrobes were built by her grandfather when she first moved in because he wanted her to feel as comfortable as she could since she recently lost her parents. And yeah, that's where I came up with the idea that the grandfather was a really handy woodworker. For the rest of her room, I just tried to give her anything kind of fashion related. So I put that little dress display kind of thing. I think it's from Get Famous, if I'm not mistaken. But I imagine maybe she won that in a concert or something from, one of her favorite movie characters. I was thinking about putting a vanity in this room, but I didn't really have enough space for the item, and I still wanted to give her a desk since she is a teen and she does still go to school, so I wanted a place for her to be able to do her homework. I gave her this set of luggage because I was thinking that maybe she hasn't completely fully unpacked since she got to her grandparents. She's still kind of against the idea of moving in with her grandparents. She is only now starting to feel a bit more comfortable living there and being without her parents and stuff. I give her a few posters around her room because I still wanted it to feel like a teenager's room. So moving on to the grandparents' bathroom, I give them a bathtub and a stand-up shower, and I made this like double sink built-in, I guess, where I used two of the cabinets, like the tall cabinets, to put on either side of the sink, and I thought that turned out pretty nice. I also didn't include me decorating the downstairs bathroom. It was only a half bath, and it pretty much used the same exact furniture in this bathroom. I used the same counters, the same sink, the same toilet. So moving on to the grandparents' bedroom, I used mostly traditional furniture. I wanted it to feel pretty cozy, and then I made a little seating area, or like I put one chair over there by the dresser, and then across the room over by the arch you can kind of see I end up making that a little seating area with like a TV, and I imagine that the grandpa liked to hang out there. And then behind this door is a small balcony. I just put some flowers, a light, and then a little chess table. And here I am working on the sitting and TV area off the master bedroom. I imagine that this is another area where the whole family likes to hang out at the end of the evening, talk about their day. So I put a few things for the child, and then I also put a sewing basket in here and a few sewing items. But anyways, this is the end of the build. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Talk to you guys next time. Bye!
I wanna take you out, show you the time of your life. I wanna figure out what it takes to give you everything you desire. I wanna lay beneath the stars with you in the back of my truck. I guess that this is what they call love. Baby, you've been driving me crazy for so long now. I've been waiting on the sidelines, praying for the right time to let you know you're all I ever wanted and more. I wanna level out, order something and stay in. Put a record on, let's hide the phones and make believe the world don't exist. Let's pull up ties and take a trip to someplace new. Don't care where, as long as I have you. Baby, you've been driving me crazy for so long now. My love for you's insane, but I wouldn't change a thing unless you wanted me to. I'd do anything for you. Waking up next to you is all I ever want to do. Baby, we can last forever. Baby, you've been driving me crazy for so long now. And my love for you's insane, but I wouldn't change a thing unless you wanted me to. I'd do anything